So there's a meme right now that's making its way around social media. It's not like a meme, but it's just a post over on Facebook. It says that the casinos at MGM are opening in a particular order. It gives exact dates for that too. And I'm just not buying it, so we're going to talk about that in the video here today. We got a bit of a windstorm outside, so I brought it inside for you guys. Hopefully you guys like the color in the new video setup that I'm trying right now. But should we trust this information? Should we trust any of it? I'm going to give you some ideas. We're going to talk about why these kinds of things get shared as much as they do. We're going to talk about why we have this habit of sharing stuff that might not be true. Talk about the whole Richard Dawkins, who coined the term mind viruses. That might be interesting for us too. And whether or not social media is good for Las Vegas as a whole, or if it's something that can hurt the city as well. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Also, go over to Patreon if you guys want to help out, or you guys can also check out the merchandise, or just go to Facebook. That's totally free. You can do that too. But this whole list of the exact opening dates for properties makes very little sense, so we'll get to that in just a moment. Maybe we should talk for a minute why stuff like this even gets shared in the first place, because if it's not true, why share it? This says it comes from vitalvegas.com, and for the record, I'm just going to go and double check my work right now. I visited vitalvegas.com, and I couldn't find anything about this. I see Siegfried Roy being covered. I see the governor's things. Vitalvegas.com doesn't post wild allegations like this unless they have a very good source, which they have, and I've used them in the past as my source, and they're a good site. It's posted by, in this screenshot, somebody named Pit Boss. I'm sure it's been posted by lots of different people, and the dates on this don't make sense to me. So let's ask ourselves a question. First questions first. Why do we share information like this if it's maybe not true? I think it has a lot to do with our human brains wanting to have closure, wanting to get to a point where we can put our finger on it and say, that's what it is, let's go with that, because we don't like to leave things undone for the most part. You don't just cook half a dinner, you cook the whole dinner. You don't want to leave in the middle of the movie. Even if it's a bad movie, a lot of the times you want to see what the end of the bad movie is like, right? And Richard Dawkins, evolutionary scientist, he coined the term mind viruses in either the 70s or the 80s, memetics. That's what he coined, the actual word memetics. That sounds familiar, yeah. Meme, M-E-M-E, is the root word of memetics. And that was him saying that things can go and get viral, and it's like a mind virus, and it can pass from person to person throughout society. And an idea can spread hatred, an idea can spread love, or an idea nowadays can spread funny cat memes and video game memes and wrestling memes and political memes and this kind of stuff too. So when this stuff gets out there into the wild, people text me on it, and I usually consider the source, not them texting it to me. If you're one of the people that sent this to me, thank you. No, I mean, I consider the source of where the ultimate first generation of this came from. In this case, I looked at it and I considered a bunch of other data as well. And I thought to myself, man, social media can be a help or a hindrance, can't it? And it really can, right? It can be the worst thing in the world. It can be the best thing in the world. In the case of the Cosmopolitan, they allow people, at least they did before all this, to go through the casino and film stuff for bloggers. They knew it was free advertising for them, and as long as they weren't filming people actually gaming that weren't themselves, no big deal. Then in the case of the Bellagio, that's a good thing for Cosmo. In the case of the Bellagio, you have the Bellagio kicking me off the property because it was shut down time, and I went outside and I sat on a chair in front of the property. Bad deal for the Bellagio. But when things like this happen, probably a bad deal for everybody. So let's get to what these actual dates are and when they say that they're going to be opening. I'm going to go down the whole list. The message reads, just got this message from someone who confirmed the openings per MGM management. Well, it's not really how that works, but they said MGM Resorts and Casinos opening schedule in Las Vegas. June 2020, New York, Bellagio. Now, before you go any further, I know this is something that was actually stated by the company. That's what lends credibility and credence to this. That's why it makes people think that it could be true, because we've heard that. It's been in the newspaper. They've said it themselves. June and New York, and Bellagio. I'm sure they would do it sooner if they could. Maybe they will do it sooner. I don't know. I'll report on it, so make sure you like, share, subscribe if they do. Next up, October 2020 for the Park MGM. After that, we have January 21st for the MGM Grand, March or April of 2021, I say 21st, January 21, 2021, March and April of 2021 for the Luxor Mandalay Bay, July or August of 2021 for the Aria, and October, November 2021 for the Mirage. So you look at this list and you say, wow, Vegas won't be the same for over a year. 18 months, what am I to do? Maybe I shouldn't go there. Maybe I should just, oh man, Vegas is sure done for. Well, there's a few things to consider though. They sold the MGM and the Mandalay Bay, so they don't own those buildings or the property anymore. So there's a good chance that they're not living rent-free. Nobody does, especially these companies. So they're going to want to generate some kind of income from those properties. So with this list having MGM Grand not opening until January, a good, 8-9 months from now, something like that, it doesn't make any sense, right? Having the Luxor Mandalay Bay open in March and April doesn't make sense either, considering the Mandalay Bay property was sold. Now they're tenants and they have to pay rents. The Aria I could maybe see, but that would be strange because that's the nicest property that they actually have in the whole city. So opening it so late means that they're missing out on the high roller type people that want a bit more luxury, with the exception of having the Bellagio open. So the only thing that actually makes sense on this whole list is the New York, and the Bellagio, because that's the only information that we've heard. There's another factor to consider too, right? In the day and age that we live in, where information is instantaneous and people can see all the different travel destinations all over the place, to put this right here like this into perspective, this would be like putting out a bullet right to the side of the head and saying, you know what, let's just shoot ourselves dead in the street when it comes to competitiveness for vacation spots. If Disney opens, if Knott's Berry Farm opens, Native Gaming, Native American Indian casinos are actually opening in places like Idaho and Iowa. So people already have chances. There's some in Southern California that have just opened this week. People already have opportunities to go and gamble somewhere. If they see this information, they're surely not going to go and do a trip to Las Vegas. So from what I've heard from people, casino hosts are actually reaching out right now, telling them maybe June. They're looking to be optimistic, but nothing is set in stone for most of the properties to open. The last thing is that this is going to be based off of demand for people to travel. If there really is this pent-up demand to travel, if people are willing to go and fly on an airplane, I heard they're charging $30 seat upgrades, so you can basically rent the seat next to you and not have people in it. It's what I've heard when it's available. I mean, if they're doing that and people are coming back to Vegas, this list will change rapidly. They don't want to have people stuck in specific casinos because that keeps everybody in one place at one time. They would rather spread everything out. It makes more sense to have more people spread out over a bigger area if they're going to try to practice social distancing. So if the demand is there, this whole list makes zero sense as well. So there's a list. You've seen it on Facebook, no doubt. I thought I wasn't going to talk about it, and then people kept asking me about it, so I thought maybe I should say something on this one because, gosh, heaven knows it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and maybe we can get to the bottom of it and try to suss it all out. Just remember, when you're looking up stuff online, go look at the official channels. If it says it comes from vitalspacevegas.com, that's not actually a website. It's vitalvegas.com, and they have not reported this from what I can tell. This is just from a person that got shared globally with the entire world. That person saw their shares, and they went and they said, holy cow, this got 4,000 shares. They felt a little bit better and a little bit happier that something that they spread out in the universe went somewhere, but it might have hurt some people, might have caused some people some drama. So that's another thing to consider too when you're spreading information online. You don't want to spread drama for people and hurt them because you want to get some clout and some likes and some shares and some reaction from people. Getting a reaction from people isn't hard. All you gotta do is make them scared that these casinos won't be open for a very, very long time, or make them happy. That's a little bit harder to do because there's lots of ways to be significant. You can be this person here posting all this information wherever, whomever this generated from. Don't know if it's this exact user. Or you can go and do some, I don't know, volunteering somewhere and film that and put that online too. So there it is. Guys, it's a shorter video than normal today. My name is Steven and I am not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for the future notifications. We'll see you on the live streams. Come on over to the Facebook group if you guys want to get down on Facebook. And you guys can be in the credits over on Patreon if you guys want to do that. We post stuff that we don't post on YouTube there as well. And we have the merchandise. So now's the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. So 3, 2, 1, and click.